Greetings, and welcome to Channel Other Doc. I'm Jim, your friendly Lacuna GM. I use he, him pronouns, and this is our Invisible Sun campaign, The Edge of Paradox. Invisible Sun is a surreal slice-of-life game by Monte Cook Games. We are integrating the directed campaign, but most of this game happens spontaneously. Someday I'll plan. Someday. Maybe a little. But let's go ahead and go around, say hi to everybody, find out who they are and who they're playing once again. And we will start with Djinnaya. Hello.
Hello. My name is Djinnaya, and I use she, her pronouns. And I am playing Shah Gamelan, an established gallant of the Order of Makers who cages adversaries. Shah also uses she, her pronouns, and I'm so excited that we're back this week.
Yay! Me too, me too. And let us head over to Wilde. Hello.
Yes, hello. I'm Wilde Engineer, and I am playing Shantano, they, them pronouns. They are an itinerant empath of the Order of Apostate who splinters into fragments.
Excellent. And Arras, hello.
Hello. I am Arras. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing Aroshka Ruzik, aromatic empath apostate who converses with everything, who also uses she, her pronouns.
And finally, Anino, hello.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Anino. I am playing Mac the Husk. I'm still trying to pull up the character sheet.
He's a person who does things.
A person who does things. Itinerant enthusiastic of the Order of the Goetica, who provides a vessel for spirits.
Awesome. Unfortunately, Danielle could not be with us as she's fighting a very dangerous birthday today.
She's growing old.
These are things we must all attempt to do. Either that or defy nature, if we possibly can. But that said, happy birthday! If you are out there watching this at some point, I hope all is well. And once we go ahead and give our usual information here about the safety tools, like we do with most games on this channel. We're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, or make an X symbol, and we'll back up and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the chat, and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil. So it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know that we're doing okay and that we're good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or we say or we do something and then think, maybe that might have been a little too much. Then someone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O, and let us know if we're still doing okay. So, I think at some point a decision was made to go and visit the bulk store, to go and get supplies, to then turn into artisanal things over at the home goods store. This, I think, was because there was a desire to go and visit the school that's up by Karen's cul-de-sac. They were seeking answers of various things. I'm not completely sure which things, because a lot of different things have been mentioned now, but several things apparently require answers. They want to go and learn about those things, and so that's the school is apparently the less terrifying option. The school is apparently the less terrifying option when it comes to between that and the home of the forgotten. So that's kind of what we're doing. So that's a thing that is happening. Whilst I'm fixing this, they went and they did that. They went and they had these sort of adult versions of juice boxes and snacks made for them. I know the juice boxes are filled with pineapple wine. And I cannot remember what the snacks are.
Our snack is the buntest of bunt cakes.
The buntest of bunt cakes, that's right, yes.
The ultimate bunt cake.
That which is bunt in and of itself.
And it tasted like there was a feeling to it that she mixed into it too. I can't remember what it was. Some sort of completion?
There was a thing that she did by putting some raspberry, I think, flavored icing on it.
Yeah.
To try to give it hope for the future. Because this was still, as we recall, there were certain feelings that came with the bunt cake that were less than awesome, and I can't remember what those are off the top of my head. Perhaps I wrote it down. Maybe I'll find it somewhere amongst my many notes. That would be great.
It will come up when we need it.
Yeah, that'll be good. So that was the thing that happened. Oh, here it is. The bunt cake of authenticity. Yep, that was what was made. And so it turned into something a little more than just a thing out of a box, which was good because at the bulk store they were pretty much wanting to perhaps claim pieces of your souls. It was hard to tell what they wanted because they were trying to give you things that were apparently free.
I almost broke them.
God, so close. You figured it out. You figured out their formula. So you have finished that. You left the home goods store with those things, and I have gone ahead and I've filled up to a certain, because we're still in the same afternoon. I've gone ahead and I filled up the as much of the Path of Suns as I remember us getting to. Perhaps we went further. I don't remember, but I know we had at least 4 things covered, so I've gone 4 in. And my question then is, what's going on? What are you doing? What would you like to do?
Well, I think we were headed to the schoolhouse. I think
we were going to go to class.
Yeah.
We were. We still hadn't explained to every member of our party that we were doing that.
To which member of our party?
Wasn't somebody not with us when we decided? I don't remember. It's been so long.
I think were we all there when we had the cake made?
Were we?
I think so.
Does anybody not remember making cake?
I was there.
I was around.
Okay. So we just somewhere
Is the
along
cake
the way.
real?
Somewhere along the way, we lost Vor on the process of the door, but I guess we don't really speak of that because that's dangerous. But yeah, I think we all knew we were headed to the school.
Okay. I was trying then.
Yes. We actually, in the last week, there was a development session with Vor. It was earlier in the day than we usually stream. But if anyone wants to find out what she's doing right now, go back and watch that. And there's a lot of stuff going on. But which I'm sure we'll learn all about when everyone is reunited. Or when some of us are. But yes, you're headed to the school. And so and you know what that means? We're heading to a new area. So I'm going to turn over another card.
This one will be good for us.
It's time to do so. All right. Let's find out what this card is, which I will be doing as soon as I fix the cameras on the secondary stream, which is something that I somehow neglected to do because, of course, I did. There it is. Yay. Okay, we're good. There we are. Hi. Okay. So the card in question, let's see what it is. So the card in question is the Savage Sword. That doesn't sound ominous at all.
No, that totally sounds in our favor.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my god, there's going to be a pop quiz.
We're the ones wielding the sword, then it could be in our favor.
Yes.
Oh, maybe the sword is my coin.
Oh no.
Oh dear. So the I'm sure everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. Shaughno's gonna find a use for that coin sooner or later. So yes, the Savage Sword, 3 of Visions. Red is up, blue is down. Meanings are war, savagery, strength, violence, and brute force. The sword is a weapon of war, a metaphor for any kind of weapon one might wield. The Savage Sword is our basest nature, our predilection toward violence, our shameful bloodlust. But it is also our strength to overcome obstacles and foes when we need it. When we need to. It is the opposite of thought, strategy, or consideration. It is immediate and decisive, without hesitation or regard for consequence. The Savage Sword is the opposite of the revealing knife in most aspects. So
We're going into an elementary school.
I know.
Bloodlust.
Kind of appropriate in a way. In divination, some kind of conflict is imminent, almost certainly. Blood will be shed, but this can go either way. It might be a danger to the person in question, or it might be a recommendation that they must use violence or brute force to succeed. This card turn can also indicate strength, or even a specific individual who's known for their physical prowess. Okay.
I think that means my statement wasn't wrong.
I don't know. Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. I actually now need to open a file that I haven't opened for quite a while because this means something. And I'll need to see if it actually will come up for what I need to look at. Okay.
May just be a forewarning if not to drink too much box wine.
It may be. It easily could be the case.
We've drifted into D&D. It's actually fire wine. You will feel like you were plunged through with a sword.
It could be that too. Excellent. I found the thing I was looking for. Good. Okay. So, you're going to head up to up the cul-de-sac. It's a bit of an incline as you're heading up. You get to the point that you are perhaps at a 45-degree angle. It's hard to say. As you are getting up there toward these big houses that, well, they're not that big, but they're, these suburban houses that loom larger and larger as they come into view. And so you have there's about like a dozen houses around this circle, this sort of street circle, and of concrete in the middle. And a path on the left-hand side that leads to the school.
I'm probably going to be heading as quickly as I can towards the school, hoping to not have to talk to Karen about this neighborhood exposition thing that she's got going on. So I'm going to be like head down, head straight there.
So Shah is trying very carefully not to be seen. What's everyone else doing? Is everyone following in the same fashion, or are you doing something else?
Oh, no. Mac is definitely marching up the path with the bun cake held on his hand like this.
Like a waiter.
Excellent. So you're heading up. Yeah, you're sort of heading over down this kind of, it's not really a winding path, but it sort of moves back and forth a bit as you're heading up it. And you come upon this, you see there's this playground that is just to the side of this red brick building. And you hear the sounds of children yelling at each other from the playground. You see this there's a little and it's not a merry-go-round. What's it called? Is it called a merry-go-round?
Called merry-go-rounds.
Yes.
Yeah, the ones that just spin, that are just metal.
Yeah, those are also merry-go-rounds. I forget. It's been too long. That is spinning very quickly right now. It's kind of one of those things where it sounds as though it sounds like a cross between, you know, it's like children's voices, but it's the sort of yelling that you kind of imagine you find in the audience of boxing matches.
And the only visual thing we see is the spinning of the merry-go-round?
Yeah, you see the spinning of the merry-go-round, and the swings are going back and forth kind of quickly.
He sort of knew there was no actual children at the school, though, right?
There's a sandbox that's there, and something's happening in the sandbox you can't really see, but something's shifting around in there.
Maybe Karen's managed to manifest something like children for her one, maybe two child.
Invisible children?
I mean, maybe that's all that she could come up with, you know?
No.
Do you think it's something else?
I guess an invisible friend is better than no friend.
I mean, Nino, you sort of have invisible friends, right? You have friends that other people can't always see. Or, sorry, Mac.
Let's not get too real here.
Too long.
Yes. Spirit. I mean, I have spirit friends or acquaintances. So.
And those are real friends? Like, maybe these are also? I don't know. I don't like to judge.
I mean, we did sail to another plane of existence with an imaginary crew, so I don't think we can really judge at this point.
I mean, I can judge, but
I think that as much as like Shaw tries to repress it, she just visibly like rolls her eyes.
I mean, I can at least conjure my friend.
But we're not going to do that today because we are going to class.
Yes, no murder in the school. Murder-free zone.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we can just have a nice conversation. It doesn't have to murder just because it's his name.
Shantano, you can only summon your friend once more, and then once you've summoned your friend, then you won't have him anymore, so maybe you should hold on to that coin.
We'll see. If he comes back, he's a true friend.
Should we go inside?
Yeah, wait, before we go inside, I feel like we should go over once again how this magic school information thing works.
Okay, this is how I understand it. We just have to go inside the classroom and we sit down, and we just behave as if we're following school rules. And as long as we behave like we're following school rules, like a shadow school, then when we pull our books out of our desk and open them, it will be information that we need.
Okay, so the plan is basically to go inside, pretend we're small children and have a snack, and then hopefully get some info out of this.
Yes. So we,
I
regardless,
like it.
we get cake and wine.
Yeah. Hey, I don't even think we need to pretend that we're kids. We just got to pretend we're students. And we are here to learn, so.
That's
really.
true.
Do we know what the rules of this school are? Are they written somewhere? Like, just in case? I don't want to accidentally break a rule.
Oh dear. Well, when I was, I think that sometimes in schools like this, I think that they put the rules on big paper on the wall.
Schools don't like me.
You? No.
Why not?
Well, I mean, I did kind of deny all of them and go off on my own to learn.
Oh, but this doesn't belong to any of those schools. It's not for an order. It's just part of the neighborhood.
This is like a shadow school that's here for some reason, question mark, question mark.
Probably because Karen works so hard to make things look like, you know, her imaginary past world that obviously never happened.
You see a hand jut up out of the sandbox and, like, is trying to reach.
Oh no.
A small hand, like, juts out and then sinks back down into it.
Oh, maybe they're not invisible.
That's a little concerning.
I will immediately squeal and run over and shove my hand into the sand to try to grab whatever hand just disappeared.
As you head over to the sandbox, you see there's it's like there's this little sort of whirlpool of sand going down.
Oh no.
And you can hear the sounds of combat are louder over here. There's a lot of like sounds of children yelling at each other, and it's emanating from the sandbox, it seems.
If I put my hand in where the hand went away, can I grab the hand before it disappears?
You're going to try to reach down. Yeah, I'm going to call for a roll. We're going to actually roll some dice, folks. This is going to be insane. So, let's see. The being you're trying to pull out is is actually a level 2. I'm going to say that the sandbox is causing this to be more like a level 3 issue. So
Okay.
we're going to need right now a 3 or better on this challenge.
Okay. I'd like to put like physicality towards that.
Okay.
I don't know what else I can put towards that. I think just physicality, right?
So you got like a level
So
of that?
Can I have, yeah, can I put 2 points of physicality towards it?
Oh,
Does that work?
I actually need to remember the rules now. That would help. This is what happens when we only do this is what happens when we only do development mode for a few weeks.
I think I can. I think it's just I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I'll have to do a refresh before I have those back.
I think you can as well, so that's what we're going to go with right now.
Okay.
And
I'm just rolling 1d10.
Yeah, unless you want to add magic to it, then.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all.
I failed. I got a 1.
All right.
I think this is the 1st
I'm
time
ready.
we've had an outright failure at something.
I know.
I'm like, wait, what happens when they fail? So yeah, so everyone who's so Shantanu and Aroshka and Mac, as you're watching Shaw run over, plunges her hand down into the sandbox and is yanked into it.
Nice. I think even just because she is really strong and I just barely lost, I think you get like this moment where she like grips in with the like steel blacksmith's shoes that she has on and holds on to the end, and then it's just like these 2 feet dragging these ruts, and I go
Ah!
I guess I'm going to run over. I'm a little concerned. This is not the plan.
That might, there's some issues. Yeah, you head
Is
over.
this Is this normal for schools?
I don't think so.
Not in the gray. So Mac is just going to be looking in and debating whether or not he just wants to dive in.
Yeah, schools in the gray just feel that way rather than actually. You head over, Roshka. You head over to the sandbox. So you're looking down. You see there's this whirlpool of sand just going down and down and down.
Can I just jump into the whirlpool of sand? I'm going after.
Sure, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So Shantanu and Mac, you see Aroshka jump into the sandbox, and she too is sucked down into it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh. Is this how we play in school?
So, Mac is just going to set down the bun cake, and he's going to... he's like,
Thank
well, we don't want sand in this thing. So, he's just going to pull that aside, and he's going to pull out a knife, his balisong knife, and hop in, feet first, though, because he's not crazy.
Shantanu, Mac brandishes a knife, leaps in, and dives down and is sucked down into the sandbox.
Hmm. I think Shantano's going to calmly walk over and just step into the whirlpool.
Okay, yeah.
I guess this is a school thing.
Just
All right.
so accepting.
Everyone else is doing it.
That's also very much a school thing. So yeah, there's a moment of disorientation, and you see there are down here. This is now what looks similar to the playground, but everything's kind of made of sand and sand castles. There are some sand castles here. There's what seems like a rolling non-ocean out there that laps up against the sand. This anti-ocean of nothingness. You see that there are 2 children here who appear to be going at it with sledgehammers. They're sort of chasing each other around one of the sandcastles, and sometimes they're swinging and hitting a sandcastle, and it looks like they're trying to hit each other with these very large sledgehammers that they're carrying. There's a see, one of them looks like a little girl, and the other one is looks gender neutral. The girl is wearing kind of a sort of a bright dress. The gender neutral child is wearing a button-up shirt and trousers. And I think, Shaw, you've probably seen this child close up before.
Is this the mysterious second child?
This is Karen's kid. This first kid. This is Karen's child.
So-
you have. Mm-hmm.
Not the mysterious second one that showed up, but the actual.
The girl could be the mysterious second one.
Okay.
Because it did look like a girl, kind of like this from a distance, so it could be this one. These could be both of the children.
Are these the only children here?
These are the only children here. You can hear the sand sort of waving as it sort of vibrates. The sand kind of vibrates up and down, and you hear the cries of other children placing bets. But you only see these two.
Do the sledgehammers look real?
Are they cartoon sledgehammers or real sledgehammers?
These look like very real sledgehammers.
I would like to use my tool bracer, the bracer that I have that lets me manifest small objects that are like tools in my hand, to manifest a whistle.
Okay.
And I would like to blow the whistle very loud, as if calling for the end of recess.
Oh, man.
You blow the whistle, and this is just as Karen's child falls to the ground, and this girl just sort of lifts the sledgehammer up over her head, and she's like, "I'm gonna get you this time!" And then you blow the whistle, and then she's like, "Oh," and she sort of tosses the sledgehammer aside. It thunks very loudly into the ground, into the sand.
Man, Four is going to be upset that she missed this opportunity for a little wager.
I'm gonna hopefully unnoticeably go over to the sledgehammer and whisper to it something along the lines of, "You're not allowed to let small children pick you up and try to hit each other."
I mean, I wasn't expecting them to be able to.
Fair point.
And Shantano's just like, I've never played that game before. Is it fun?
And the little girl kind of comes up, and she just sort of nods. The other child is picking themselves up slowly, just like sort of brushing the sand out of their shirt.
So Mac is going to fold up his knife and put it away and be like, "Oh, man, kid, you got to stop broadcasting your tales like that. I can see you're swinging a mile away."
They're very heavy. It's hard.
Why were you fighting with sledgehammers anyway?
I don't know. They were here.
Could have just used your fists. Make it personal.
Ooh. She looks down at her fists. She makes little fists. And she just kind of glances over her shoulder.
But not now. Recess is over.
Oh. Karen's child walks up and just sort of nods. "Good afternoon, Miss Gamelon. Good afternoon, everyone."
Hi.
Hello.
A friend of yours, Shaw?
This is Karen's child. I don't actually think I ever got your name. Sorry, Jim.
And the child just
Now
sort
Jim
of
has to come up with a name.
the child just sort of looks at you quizzically. Name?
Yeah. What are you called? What does your friend call you when she sees you across the playground?
Idiot.
Oh,
Well, that's an unfortunate name.
indeed. You might want to get a nickname, maybe.
And the girl says they don't have a name.
Oh.
Why not? Everybody has a name.
We could workshop one together.
It could. Would you like a name?
I've never thought about that before. Mother says that I'm not to experience things of imperfection.
But
Our
the
names
right
and-
name for you is a perfect experience.
Arushka's very smart. You should listen to her.
She talks to everything.
It's true.
And the little girl just sort of looks from Karen's child up to the rest of you, and she just sort of shrugs.
Do you have a name?
Mm-hmm.
What is your name?
I'm Aja.
Aja. Nice to meet you.
Are you teaching here?
Nope. I'm just a student something in recess. I'm a oh shoot, there's a word for this, you guys.
For what, a student teacher? They're just called student teachers?
No, like the thing where
TA?
you're a student, but you have to watch things on the playground.
Teaching
Monitor?
assistant? Monitors.
Monitor.
Yeah, monitor.
Yeah.
I'm a recess monitor. That's what I am. That's me. My name's Shaga Himmalan, and I am a recess monitor.
It's good to claim that about one's identity. Aja just sort of nods. Okay. Do we have to go back in now?
Yeah, we should probably do that.
I think so.
I think we're
Okay.
trying to head to class.
Yes.
She goes
Snacks.
over. You see she turns and she goes over to pick up the sledgehammer again.
Do you bring those inside?
Oh yeah, we're supposed to put him back.
Oh. Do you,
Man, this place is hardcore.
You'll have to show me how to play that game one day.
She's like slowly. She
No,
picks it up and almost
no.
falls over backwards as she does.
let me help you. I'll go over and take the sledgehammer.
You've got the sledgehammer now. Yeah.
Mac, I'll pick up the other
Yeah.
one. And he'll just flash a look at Shaw for a moment. As if a sledgehammer duo would break out here.
I think you see Shaw kind of heft it in her hands and like smile and then be like, "We have to go to class."
Yeah.
For the briefest
class,
of moments,
Yes.
you hear the child's voices from the sand starting to burble back up again, as though they're hoping that you hear them say, "Fight, fight, 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 fight."
I've got my coin on Shaw.
So I just briefly need to ask, because in this game I need to. Shantanu, when you said you've got your coin on Shaw, were you being literal? I just have to know.
I mean, in a betting sense,
Okay, in a betting sense. Okay. I just wanted to be absolutely clear about that.
I'm sorry, I just like that he was really considering what if I really did have that coin on her? What could I do?
I mean, I said I was really excited to play tonight, but if you need to murder me at the beginning of the game, I understand. I get it. It's cool.
If that's what you need.
I'm here for you. I'm a team player.
Oh my god. So once you've both collected the sledgehammers, you do find that the sand is starting to rise as that you're standing on.
Oh, this is convenient. I was hoping we wouldn't have to actually climb out.
Yeah. It burbles up, and you're all suddenly standing in the sandbox again.
All right. Is the bun cake still there?
Weird.
Yes, the nut cake is still there.
I thought you were going to draw a card.
I
and
know,
like,
I was thinking about thought about it for a second.
Wait, so who's carrying on the box wine?
I think we have individual boxes, so I think
Yeah,
we
you
each
each have a box of wine.
Okay.
We're not sharing those snacks with the small children.
No. They need their own juice boxes.
Yeah.
Unless they have something even better to trade for.
Oh.
I think we should
Even
trade wine
then.
with the children. Gently.
Are they children?
I mean, that's a valid question.
Aja just sort of smiles.
How old are you, Aja?
Aja looks at her hands for a second. She seems to be counting. It doesn't say. It just says she's level 2. So I'm gonna say that she says, she looks and she's like, "11."
Huh.
Years?
I like how we never ever get straight up answers. Anyway.
No.
I'm keeping this sledgehammer.
I mean, we could carry them with.
Not the most convenient item to have around. But it's
Okay,
also
so-
your decision. So. Are they? Oh, wait. Is that breaking the rules because you're supposed to put them away?
Oh my gosh, you're right. We have to put these away. Where are we supposed to put these back?
In the school.
Okay. Do you know where the rules sheet is?
Yeah, it's outside homeroom.
Okay.
I never
Don't-
liked all the rules.
It's only temporary. I don't suppose you could take us to homeroom if we're new.
She nods slowly, and she's actually reaching up to she's reaching up toward Shaw, kind of like as though as though expecting you to give her something.
Do you need something?
We gotta get in.
Into the door? Don't we just...
So funny thing. Now that you're looking at the building, you realize there aren't any doors on this side of the building that you can see.
Oh.
Could I go talk to the wall?
Absolutely.
I'm going to ask the wall if it can tell us how we get in.
I really don't want to.
Wait, do I get to actually hear words now?
Actually, you probably don't hear words. I think you still hear just. I just was so excited about being a
Oh,
wall for a moment.
it says they can. It says this ability does not grant me any particular influence, nor does it compel them to speak. So they can
Okay.
talk to me if they want to.
Okay, all right.
They don't have to.
That's good. That's good.
I mean,
The wall doesn't want to tell me anything.
Don't wanna.
we can try and make them blabber again.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting. Keep forgetting you have that.
Because it seems like such a useless spell, but
It's very useful when you have someone with you who can understand walls.
Are there like any cracks or I don't know, small openings like that a mouse could fit through?
Well, yeah, that's going to require some careful examination of this wall. I'm going
Guys. And Mac is just going to swing at the wall with the sledgehammer.
Oh, this school's a puzzle.
Do you do it? Do you connect with the wall, or are you just swinging toward it?
Yeah, no, he's going to really lay into that wall.
So, Arushka, just as Mac is doing it, you hear the wall tense and go, oh no, here we go again. And okay, so this is a level 4 wall.
Did they say again?
Well, you didn't hear that, but I heard that and Stage whispered, "Does this happen often to it?"
So we need to see how it's going to see. Yeah, so this is a level 4. Well, what is you can use the sledgehammer as an asset here.
Yes.
So it's you're gonna need a 3 or better at least. What else do you want to bring to this?
I got breaking objects as a skill.
Perfect. How many levels of that do you have?
Just one.
Just one? Okay, so 2 or better.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to throw in here?
Nah, we'll just go with this.
All right, 2 or better. Take a swing. All right. And as the wall is breaking and these bricks are starting to fall inside, you hear all the time.
Well, good news. I think that was the right answer.
You make an opening in the wall. That's big enough for everyone to get through. Aja skips merrily through it as the wall winces in pain.
And if I knew school was like this, maybe I should have gone.
I gotta tell you, that did feel pretty satisfying.
Don't think this is a typical school experience. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know.
I don't think anything is typical here.
It's true.
I mean, it's typical enough.
Well, in any case, I do think that was the right answer because the wall said that happens all the time. But we're following to homeroom, right?
Yes. Yes.
Probably keep up.
So, you make it. You see that inside the school has these sort of off-white walls, painted over larger bricks. As she just sort of merrily skips along, you see that she kind of goes up and just sort of stops and points up, and you see there are these two racks, or there's this rack on the wall with these sort of hooked areas that looks like where you're supposed to put the sledgehammers.
I think I gotta get me one of these. He's just gonna hang up the.
A sledgehammer or a sledgehammer rack?
Yes.
You need a rack to display all of your sledgehammers. Do you both hang up your sledgehammers?
I wait until Mac hangs his up first.
Okay.
Then I...
It's very polite of you. That's good.
Yeah.
Mac hangs their hammer up first. And,
Yeah. I see you.
What?
Quick! They're unarmed! Get them! You both hang your sledgehammers up. And Aja turns and continues skipping around a corner. You do get this feeling as you're in here, because the lights there are fluorescent lights in here, and they kind of flicker. There's this smell that you can't completely identify. It smells like maybe some kind of paint. You think, Shah? But not incredibly. It's hard to say. That indefinable thing where school construction smells mingle together, and it's hard to say what it is.
Does it smell like freshly constructed school somehow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of the opposite, really.
Okay.
You go around the corner, and there is you see these doors with rooms with different numbers on them, or things that suggest symbols that suggest numbers. They're not actually numbers when you look at them. And you come around to what looks like room 000, and there is this big chart on the wall that's kind of hanging on the wall next to this door. You would like to know what's on the chart, wouldn't you?
Yes. It would be helpful. Is it in a language that we read?
It could be. It could be entirely in a language that you read. Let's see. Here we go. Let me just open this up. Okay. Be punctual, report to school and class on time. If a student arrives after class has begun, they must report to the office to receive an admittance slip. Students are discouraged from coming to school too early because of lack of adult supervision. Strive to be present every school day. In case of absence, parents should call the school in the morning of the absence and notify the teacher in writing upon the student's return. Respect each other at all times. Disagreements will be settled by discussing the problem and seeking a solution that is fair to all concerned.
Or by sledgehammers.
Failing that, and it actually does say, hey, if that process fails, then trial by combat will ensue. The building will be kept clean and neat. Do not deface or damage school property. Student who vandalize school property will make restitution with a capital R.
Ooh.
Maintain order when moving to different areas. Do not run, it says in all caps. And let's see. What else does it say? There is a list of items that are... the following items are contraband. And it lists a number of things.
Are any of them things that we have on us?
It doesn't list weapons for some reason. But it does say items of sentimental value.
We're not allowed to have those?
Yeah. It says items of sentimental value, pets, yo-yos, darts, slingshots, gum. and unlit matches.
Oh man. Mac is just gonna pull out a box of matches, and he's just gonna light them all up really quickly, just to...
Okay, you're safe now. When Mac pulls this box of matches out, there is this moment where the lights dim again, and you get this feeling. It's not exactly... See, the thing is, we know this mostly through visuals, but you know, kind of in those movies where they have prison camps and you see someone escaping from the prison camp, and they have this spotlight that rolls across at regular intervals. And you know that feeling that you get when the spotlight rolls over the protagonist for just a moment? Everyone has that feeling rolling over them as Mac produces these matches. And then Mac begins lighting them. And the feeling goes away. Are you lighting them one at a time, or are you trying to light...
No, he's gonna light one and then use that one to just light all the other ones.
Okay. Yes. They're now burning merrily. Do you want to put them somewhere, or are you just going to hold them while your hands burn?
No, he's gonna throw them in the trash. The nearest
excellent.
trash
Okay.
receptacle.
Yeah, there's a trash receptacle. You throw it in there.
Trash can fire.
And pretty soon, the trash can, you see little bits of flame start to come up out of the trash can. It's burning merrily now.
School is more fun than I thought it would be.
Perhaps we should put out the trash can?
It doesn't say fire's not allowed.
It says vandalism isn't allowed.
This isn't vandalism. I'm just helping with the trash removal.
What if something else catches on fire?
Well, then I suppose we would have to intercede, but...
I think then it's the fire's fault, not ours, really.
Yeah. Is that trash can okay?
Does fire count as an object? Oh, I guess I could ask the trash can. I was going to say, does fire count as an object? Could I politely ask the fire not to catch anything except the trash can on fire?
I feel as though...
I feel like fire is an element, and I don't...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Alright,
think
so
it's a
I'll go
full
with
object.
I'll go with plan B, which was ask the trash can if it's okay.
Wait, what?
I'm going to ask the trash can.
No,
if
that's
it's
the trash
okay.
can's response.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Did you notice you're on fire?
Is that bad?
Not if you don't want it to be.
Am I not supposed to be burning right now?
Everybody burns sometime.
You can be whatever you want, trash can.
I don't know if I
Including
want to be burning right
burning.
now. It does hurt, but at the same time, I feel as though I'm learning a lot.
Would you like us to put you out?
Is that up to me?
It is now.
Oh God, yes, please.
Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, the trash can doesn't like being on fire. Like, do you have to roll to put the fire out?
Sure. Well, what are you doing to put the fire out? Let me ask you this.
Excellent question.
Pour the box wine on it.
No.
Oh, that's a waste
And
of
we
good
won't have
wine.
snacks. I feel like we're Vizsla and we should have a magic way to put out a fire.
You think?
I don't
Like-
have any spells that seem
Can't we-
particularly useful.
Can't we use sortilege for that for things that we don't have specific spells for?
Yeah.
Just
Can
miscellaneous
just-
magic.
Yeah, you can
Yeah, I
create
mean-
magical effects, absolutely.
How high of a level is it to just make water happen to put out a fire?
Ooh, let me see. There was a document
A
That has, like-
non-magical.
Document.
that has levels of things.
What level is water?
Let me see if it's here in this reference thing, because if it is, then that'll make life much easier. It's not in this reference thing.
Of course it's not.
It seems like a pretty mundane human task to normally you would go get water and dump water on the trash can to put it out.
I'm gonna set this because of what you're trying to do with it. I'm just gonna set it at like level 2.
Level 2.
So then would we have to spend 2 sortilege to do that and then pass a roll, or do we just spend 1 sortilege to do it?
Those of us who
It's true, because it'd have to roll at least a 1.
sit here remembering.
I think you
look at
can
the
make up
thing.
these rolls as you go along
Can
if
I?
you want.
I'd be delighted. Let me actually.
The rules are made up and the points don't matter.
That is how that works, right? Actually, let me look at this one thing real quick, because there is.
There's a thing.
I do have a thing right in front of me, so I just want to just open it up real quick. Just so that I have it. Okay, sortilege. Here we go. I'm just trying to remember if there was a limit to the number of sortilege you could spend on a thing. I don't. Yeah.
I still think the
Yeah.
math question is
You're
valid,
good.
though, because if I spend 1 sortilege, then I have to roll at least a 1.
Well, this is why I can't use sortilege to aid in the casting of a spell. You can't use more than 1 enhancement from sortilege on 1 action.
Okay.
So. Yeah, I think you can only spend like the 1.
But I have to get a 2 or better, right? And if I spend 1 sortilege and I roll a die,
Well, then
I
you
have to roll at least
you're going to
a
get
1.
another die because you're using magic.
That's
So you're going to
true.
get 2 dice. Which is kind of the point, I think. If I'm remembering
I mean,
right.
I can roll 2d10.
Yeah. What are you magically doing?
I'm trying to produce some water, just like the teeny rainstorm, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, are you bringing anything else in, or are you gonna just?
I don't really have anything else even vaguely useful.
Okay,
So,
so you need like a 2, basically, pretty much on.
Oh,
on 2
I did
dice.
it wrong. I'm bad at the thingy. Why can't I not do this?
You can always go over and hover on the left-hand side on the little D20 symbol, and then go down
Oh,
to the
that
D10,
works.
and then click on the 2D10. You want to do that? There you go.
Nice.
Wow,
Rousing
so
success.
effective. So effective.
A storm cloud has appeared above the trash and is putting it out.
I'm gonna be like, is that better?
Oh, thank goodness! Thank you so much. It feels so much better. I'm not burning now. That's good. That's very good. I feel as though I have learned from this experience that fire hurts.
That's a good lesson.
It is. Sometimes we have to be reminded.
The implication that the trash can already knew this needed a reminder.
It is fair, yeah. So yeah, that's a thing. Did you want to read the rest of the rules, or?
Probably we should make sure that we don't accidentally break any. We haven't accidentally broken any other rules besides the match thing, have we?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Maybe the
don't they count? Don't they
Maybe
count?
what?
the sentimental stuff.
Oh, you have sentimental items with you?
Maybe technically.
I think that coin means a lot to me.
Could I don't know how we're going to. Could
I
you?
think-
Yeah.
I think we'll
if
be
we
fine.
don't
We just
pull the sentimental objects out of our pockets and we don't get caught. I think, like many school things, if you don't get caught, it's not wrong.
You're just not allowed to like have it out and doing stuff with it. Not you can't have it on you, but
Yeah.
teachers don't want to know about it.
I know.
Which means you can't take out the coin.
I wasn't planning to, but okay.
I'm worried we're going to be
Totally
late
certain.
because I don't know what time it is and I don't know what time class is.
That's
Aisha,
true.
what time is class?
She looks and at thing. It's kind of so, and she kind of is sort of, she's scrunching her eyes up a little bit. She says, class is when class starts.
So I think we should just go right now.
seems fair.
But what if we go and we need permission, but we don't have permission?
Well, if we get turned away and told we need to go to office, then we can go to the office and get the slip. Right?
I don't
seems
know
so.
how school works.
You know, at this point, I don't either.
I'm just going to push open the door.
Okay. So when you push open the door, everyone hears a bell
Oh.
ringing. And
This would be great for sitcoms.
and Aisha and the child go into the room. And do you want to go in?
Absolutely.
Okay. You enter the classroom. Jim is going to draw a card now. Dee-dee-dee-dee. Okay. All right. Let's see what we've got here now. Okay, we have the imprisoning ice. Its value is 4. It's 4 of notions. Its meanings are entrapment, imprisonment, danger, conflict. The very environment holds you fast when you are trapped in the ice. You cannot move and the cold threatens your life. You can't persuade the ice or trick it. You can't fight it or best it in a contest. The ice is impersonal, unrelenting, and vastly powerful, even though it's nothing more than frozen water. Unless, of course, it's more than that. Perhaps there is intelligence here. Perhaps it's not just frozen water, but a living spirit of cold, or stillness, or imprisonment. In such a case, the actions of the ice might be entirely personal. You may have brought your terrible fate down upon your own head. In divination, danger lies ahead. This card turn predicts a coming conflict with dire consequences. The person in question might be imprisoned or otherwise entrapped. Traps, of course, come in many forms. Emotional traps, psychological traps, legal traps. A relationship can be a trap. To escape, one must either act on the warning given by imprisoning ice or succeed in a bitter struggle.
That sounds like school.
Oh, good. I mean, we did sort of want to be trapped here until such time as we learned information.
So you enter the homeroom. You see that there is a chalkboard up front. There is a desk. There are 6 smaller desks here. and sort of accoutrements one normally finds in a classroom.
So do we sit just anywhere, or?
I look to see if there's names on the desk.
There are no names on the desks.
So Mac is going to take his seat at the far back.
Mac, the moment you sit down, you get an overwhelming feeling that this is your seat forever.
Wow, I haven't been this certain since that grilled cheese sandwich.
Certain of what?
This is my desk in perpetuity, I guess.
Oh. Oh. Well, then I don't want to... Oh, dear. I don't want to pick the wrong desk, then.
So, whichever desk is permanently our desk. Interesting.
Does that mean if we come back again in the future, we have to sit at the same desk?
Can Shantano sit at the big desk in the front?
Would you like to
If you're
attempt
the
it?
teacher, do you get your answers? Or do you have to give answers if you're the teacher?
I don't think you want.
You can certainly attempt it if you like.
Yeah, I'll attempt it.
Okay. Shantano, you head over to the big desk. And you sit behind the desk. And you get the immediate feeling of an abyss opening wide in front of you. A sea of ever-changing faces, for whom you must repeat the same things over and over, only to have it spat back out at you, and then be forgotten the next day.
Oh no.
A terrible existential dread.
I can't get over the gentle kitty purring.
But, so you have the existential dread, but along with it, there is apparently a sense of a curriculum. An eternal curriculum that is to be taught, that has been taught since time immemorial and will be taught for eternity. It's like if we were to envision this curriculum, it would be kind of like a Mobius strip. Turning back in on itself. The end is the beginning is the end. Every lesson.
Is there anything that's making me continue sitting here?
Well,
Right.
you get this feeling as though, here's the thing, you have a hold of the curriculum, and therefore access to knowledge, but as far as anything holding you there, you do get this feeling of this vice that you kind of, it's not forcibly holding you there, but you get this immediate sense that if you stay here just long enough, you will get tenure.
elementary school?
I mean, Karen makes up really fancy elementary schools. It's Karen.
Maybe she just didn't quite understand what tenure meant.
Yeah, I do agree with the question in chat, which is, but at what cost?
Oh. I don't know what to do. Let me think on it for a bit.
Okay, I think Shaw's gonna go and sit in the front center desk because she's
Okay.
really sure that's where good kids sit.
All right.
I'm also gonna sit. I would also wanted to sit in the front row.
Okay.
By
So-
the window. Is there a window?
So, just so you're aware, there are 6 desks, right? So, in the front row, the child has taken the left corner seat. So there are 2 desks open in the front row, which Shah and Aroshka are now taking. In the back row, there are 3 desks. Aja is sitting behind the child. And I think Mac is sitting in like the opposite corner.
Yes.
So there's the one in the middle. Shah and Aroshka, as soon as you sit there, you get the sense immediately that this is your seat forever.
Of course it is.
Brown noser.
I look back over my shoulder and say, I think you mean winner.
So now we're just supposed to follow the rules for a while and then pull our books out.
Yes, once class starts, we just pull out our books and see what there is to learn.
So Aisha, is it appropriate for us to eat snacks before class starts?
Hold on, I have to cite the rules here.
This is very serious.
She just kind of like, not at your desk.
Where are we allowed to eat snacks then?
It's a cafeteria.
Oh,
So Mac is actually eating a slice of bundt cake right now.
but we brought a
Don't
cake.
break the rules!
It must be. I mean, we have a whole cake, so it must be somebody's birthday. So
We
we
have
could
to share with the whole class.
we could have a class party and share the cake, and we could eat the cake in the classroom because class party for birthdays.
Like this plan.
Can I take a look at the curriculum and say, today we learn how to eat cake?
So yeah, it's up to you to interpret the curriculum. So
Maybe today we're learning about the gastrointestinal system.
you can certainly
Via
say
cake.
I think that we look at I look at the front desk and look at Chanteau and say to them, Mr. Chanteau, can we have a class party for the birthday? Professor
I don't
Chanteau?
know if I don't know
Not
if that's
tended yet.
among the rules, but I will say that if one of you says let them eat cake, then we must let them eat cake.
Well, then let them eat cake.
So you all hear what sounds very much like a guillotine coming down from outside, but you do feel as though something has changed. So yes, you have declared that Chanteau has declared that that cake is permitted.
Wonderful.
Interesting.
we serve the cake to everybody and pull out our tiny little pineapple wine in boxes.
Yes, a number of paper plates have appeared on the desk, and along with plastic cutlery.
Oh, Karen thinks of everything.
She does.
Very good at that. Professor Shotno, can we read? I'd like to get ahead in my studies. Is it possible for me to read while I'm eating cake? You're muted.
It's like, I guess if there's books, can I read around the desk to find any books to pass out?
So, the question becomes, what, yeah, you can kind of, you feel as though you can pull books out of the curriculum.
What did you want to read, Shaw?
Well, we have a lot of things we need to study. City planning. The history of the Numa. Maybe I'll start there. Do you have a history book on the Numa? Or maybe a sociology book would be more appropriate.
Let me check.
There is a there is a social studies book that apparently talks about different different groups, and that's the one that's coming to the surface here. That looks as though it's Visli Organizations is the name of the book.
Neat. You're muted.
You done, kitty?
How many pages would you like to assign them?
Well, this is cake eating time, so this is a free reading period.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you can read as much as you want.
The power. The power.
Power. I love this. Which of these books in the Black Cube do I get to read from cover to cover right now?
Oh no, that's dangerous.
Okay, I think I will happily accept the book and immediately start scanning for the Numa in it. But I'm also keeping my eye out as I'm flipping through it for pictures of dolls. Because when I asked the original thing in the pail for where I would find my belonging, it showed me a wall of dolls.
Okay, so I'm actually going to need to remember what the context of that was.
That can be that I don't actually find anything there, and that can come up later. That's fine.
I'm trying to remember. You were looking for dolls because there was what was it? What was it that
I was
happened?
looking for where I would belong next because I was thinking about when I was imagining Shadow, that I had imagined that I was part of the military and I had this place that I belonged, and I couldn't find a place that I belonged, and the Order of the Makers wasn't really about belonging, and so I couldn't belong there, and so I asked, where do I belong? And I saw an image of my 4 new friends that I had just met at the market, and then I also saw an image of a room with dolls. Okay,
I think I know where that is. But The way these things go, unfortunately, no, you're not going to find that in this book. That said, you're flipping through. You're looking for information on the Numa. Now, so something kind of interesting is going to happen as you're looking through. Parts of this section are missing. As though it never existed. But
Those jerks.
what you do find is that there are a few different things here. Let me see if I can pull up the necessary information here real quick. Yeah, here we go. Where is it? Is it this one? Right. I have to dig a little bit. I've got this in here. I just need to pull up the right thing. Okay. Researching the Numa. Here we go. So, a good portion of this is what you know already. But I need to see how you absorb it because of how the learning works in this place. I'm not actually going to set a challenge number, but I am going to need a roll, and I would like to know what it is you're going to move toward it to make it to perhaps make it easier on you, because it does feel as though the words that you are reading are leaping into your head without your bidding them do so.
Okay. I would like to. I think that Shaw thinks this is really important. So I would like to put perception towards it.
Okay.
And then also an intellect. But I'd also, if possible, like to put a sorcery towards it.
Sure.
To try to, because if the information is just going directly into my head, then that's sorcery. So that's 3 points. Let's see. Probably angels are not going to help me here. Gardening also not going to help me here. Mining? Can I say that my mining ability allows me to mine for knowledge?
I feel as though that might be stretching it just a wee bit. If we were in the blue right now, I might totally go for it, but
okay,
we're not quite in the right place for that.
Okay, then if I can only do one from each pool, or can I do more than one? I think we were discussing this before.
I think we were.
If I can do more than one, which I think I can, I'm gonna put both points of my huge perception pool in there. So that's 2 points, and then 2 from intellect, and then 1 from sorcery, So that gives me 5 points in total that I'm
I think you can, actually. I think you can do that, yeah.
Okay.
So how much are you putting
I
total?
put 5 points towards it.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so let me see what you roll.
And it's just a 1d10?
Yes. Well, actually, if you're including some, yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. You're good. Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah, you're about to receive a. Okay, you're about to receive a matrix level of information here.
Nice.
I am only going to say a few things, but there are a lot of other things attached to it, as this book reads you, and so here we go. You're focusing on the pneuma. So the pneuma is, so again, a lot of this is things that you have heard before, but this is all collated, right? The pneuma is a small group of Islai operating in Fartown that has focused their time and studies on the soul. All manner of things that are happening surrounding the soul. In studying it, they learned a secret in investing their soul into inanimate objects.
Oh.
They figured out how to move souls from place to place. They figured out how to put souls in things. We're kind of, sort of bordering on phylactery territory here. As this is kind of what we're looking at. What else? Sorry, I need to pull this up again. Where it went away. Okay. I had it right in front of me, and then it went away. There it is. So, Very again is listed among its members. The member list is incomplete.
Oh.
It's actually hard to... the member list is kind of fluctuating. It's weird. But it has that much. It has information on him and his address. And
His address?
yeah, which you've been to, or well, some of these folks have been to. And it was like the most visible member, being a descendant of her elegance. Doesn't specify that he was the leader, but that's like the there should be like paragraphs ahead of that, but they're not there. Also, when going over problems, it says that there's a being known as the Seeker of Souls is apparently hunting for the pneuma.
Does it talk at all about how they remove information from existence?
There is apparently. So, yeah, a couple of things. They can't fully remove it. If you look at this where it sort of gets into theoretical stuff about things that they do, they can't fully remove it. But they can make it so things never existed in a sense. But there's always got to be, usually there's some kind of an object or some other thing they can invest it in to hide it. There's usually a way, there's a thing that you can access, and usually there's a particular way you have to access the object or the item to do it. Also, it says you can exclude certain individuals from the when making these castings so that they can remember. Also, part of it does talk about actually using mirrors or looking glasses with it.
That's horrifying.
I know. But apparently, it says it's not recommended. But apparently there's a way to do it.
Heathens. I'm gonna look up from the book and take a drink of my wine and say, you guys, the rating here is really good.
Gateways to the soul, if you look in, sometimes it talks about looking in a mirror and seeing yourself. But I need to know quickly, briefly, if anyone else is attempting to read anything while this is going on.
So Mac is actually going to start reading about the Limerence Street.
For some reason, nothing like that comes up on the curriculum.
God damn it. Is there anything about recovering lost memories? Or...
Well, you're sort of reading through some things that you come up with, and it's like there are references to things being either at least copied or there. There are a couple of different ways. One is that there are places, things where that which could have happened take place, sort of like ghosts of possibilities. That might, and it's not the exact memory, but it's something very close. That's one thing. Another thing involves the House of the Forgotten. There are things apparently show up and can be interpreted there. Not that that's incredibly safe, but it's a thing.
Huh. Smack is just going to jot down the House of the Forgotten.
Arushka, is there anything you wanted to read whilst you were doing all this?
Well, the other thing that we needed to find out information about was the foreman who's missing. Would there be any kind of book that might have information about him?
There is a... I mean, you can go into things about the lineage of Her Elegance. There probably have been things written about that. Or you can go into information about building projects and techniques. There's some maker-related documents that might be available for that. Any particular direction you want to lean in?
I feel like maybe the third one, because there's stuff about his lineage, but we already know who his mom is.
Yeah. Maker-related documents. Oh yes. Okay. Practical crafting for those who wish to reach outside their normal sphere. The thing that's a little disturbing as you get this book handed to you is that apparently you wrote parts of it.
Interesting. I don't remember having written parts of this book.
No.
It's about makers, right?
In part, yes. But it's also about non-makers making things.
Huh. Okay, so I'm getting sidetracked and finding out what I wrote about making things.
I'm going to, in a moment I'm going to ask you to roll, but there's going to be some time. We have, however, we are hitting a point, we're hitting 10.
Oh yeah.
So we do need to, we actually are going to need to retreat from this thing. I'm going to say you're going to retrieve information, but it does feel as though you actually can take this book with you. Because strangely enough, you're the author. You're a co-author.
I am taking this book with me. I've acquired it. I'm gonna just turn the cover to
So it's a loophole.
Shaw's still sitting next to me, right? and just point to my name and be like,
I had no idea.
me either.
Oh,
So
But
are
this
you
is
going to
mine
sign
now.
the book to yourself?
Could, I guess. It seems a little weird.
You should totally do
Oh,
that.
Rush.
to present Eroshka from past Eroshka.
There's a there's like pictures near the back of the authors, and there actually is a picture of
picture.
Eroshka. There, she's wearing a black power suit,
Oh.
looking very formidable.
So Mac is going to be peering over the
Open up
shoulder,
to
just
the
looking at that and being like, huh.
Apparently, my past self, I don't remember anything, had really questionable taste in clothing.
That's like a 12,000 crystal suit.
It's a very nice suit.
Expensive, questionable taste in clothing. I do look a lot like a Vance, which makes sense, I guess.
Maybe you could be a special guest and give the class a presentation.
I would require me remembering anything about this.
So, as you're looking this over, the bell rings again. And at this point,
Taking time over.
the kids get up from their desks and they're like, "Oh, it's time to go."
Would Shantanu have been able to research anything as the, I guess, facilitator?
See, the thing is, you actually more are giving the information out more than grabbing it in that role. So it depends. Was there something you were looking for?
Wanted to look up stuff about if there's anything about collapsing the gold sun.
Ah, excellent. You actually have to order that book. That's going to be available through interlibrary loan. But you do discover that it's a book that's available. You just can't get at it immediately. But you do now have the necessary numbers information to be able to go perhaps to a library and order it. So you now know where to get that, or how to get it at the very least. And I will say that the children are starting to head out. And
I guess I just look up and be like, class dismissed.
they run. And
Do scary things come for them when they run?
not that you can see, but there is that one rule that is emblazoned on that list that you didn't quite read as you were heading in, but it's down near the bottom of the list of rules. It says, "Leave the premises immediately after school responsibilities are completed." The lights are flickering off.
I
Off.
We also run.
Excellent. You dash out of the building just in time for the wall to brick itself back up behind you. You're out on the playground, and you see the two kids.
We left the sledgehammer.
Two kids
How are we gonna
in the
get back in?
distance, heading up this path. And you see standing at the end of the path is Karen. Her haircut resplendent in the setting in the afternoon sun.
I bet she's still wearing the Rachel.
She very much is.
Does she look like she wants to break the teacher or speak to a manager?
Always. She always looks like that. So it's hard to say. She hasn't noticed you, however. So it is up to you whether you wish to engage with her. I shall, however, say that as we have a hard stop tonight, so we're we're going to sort of just leave that hanging there in midair. And we shall see how things go. You need not necessarily engage with Karen. It's up to you. You could go somewhere else if you want, easily. There are other ways away from this school. But you do see her in the distance. And she's going to bring her child, at least, back home, whichever one it is. And that is where we will bookmark it today, if you folks are okay with that.
Yep.
We're gonna go around and do our outros. And any thoughts about the session and where folks can find you? I'm gonna go actually in the same order that we started this time, and I am going to start with Djinnaya.
Hello, my name is Djinnaya, and you can find me at Djinnaya on Twitter or on Twitch, and I am here on Saturdays, and other than that, I'm only playing games on physical tables right now, which is really weird. If you live in the San Francisco Bay Area, I run an event called Play the Bay, which does story games at Victory Point in Berkeley on first and third Thursdays, and it is the most awesome, incredible, eclectic group you could imagine. So that's it.
Excellent. And Wilde.
Yes, hi, I'm Wild Engineer. As you can find me on this upcoming Monday, I'll be on Welcome to the Party, where I'll be playing a one-shot of Monster Hearts 2, which should be fun. And starting on December 3rd, on Tuesdays, I will be on Pro Restarters channel for some D&D, where we'll be playing God's Fall. So yeah.
Yay! Very cool. Awesome. And Arras.
I'm Arras, or Animus Panthera, and you can find me as Animus Panthera or Animus.Panthera practically everywhere. The only place you can find me playing games right now is this here, right now, on Saturdays. Other than that, I also only play games, private games. I am a real-life zoologist, and I love to talk about animals, tabletop games, cosplay, all that neat stuff. And that's me.
Excellent. Excellent. And Anino.
Hey, my name's Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino Gaming. Tune into this channel tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for 50 Fathoms, which I will be playing a fun character of maritime background qualities. Which is, in true fashion, to what I've been doing all year long on this channel. If you are not doing anything on Friday night, this coming Friday night, you'll find me on Wandering DM in a sponsored R. Telsorian Cyberpunk Red game, where I will be playing a super cool character that I came up with all on my own. So we're really looking forward to that. Any other games and other things on the schedule you can find on Twitter.
Excellent. So as for me, once more, I'm Jim Ryan. You can find me at OtherDoc on Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. Links are down below to my website, Twitter, and YouTube channel. We have 50 Fathoms tomorrow. On Monday, we are having a development session with our first guest, for the folks that signed up to be guests. So we're going to be doing that. And let's see what else is happening. On Tuesday night, we are having the finale of our short campaign this month of Alas for the Awful Sea. And then, as time once again wraps back around on Saturday, we'll do more of this, hopefully. Apparently there's a holiday that goes on in America, so there are things that happen. So I don't know about the timing necessarily of everything that weekend, but hopefully it'll be we'll be doing stuff. We shall see. But sign-ups are open right now for a campaign starting in 2020 of Masks. That's Young Superheroes Powered by the Apocalypse. Sign-ups run till the 11th of December. There are sign-ups right now for the short campaign for next month. That's going to be 3 connected sessions of Fiasco in Trainwreck mode, which will be a delightful disaster, I'm hoping. And sign-ups have just opened for a one-shot that's coming a week from tomorrow, and that is going to be a Powered by the Apocalypse game called Demigods. That is currently, its quick start is out, and Levi is going to be back running that for us. So I'm excited to kind of look into that. Again, that could be signed up for clicking on RPG sign up, or going to jimyes.jim.com, clicking on game sign up. As always, beginners are welcome. When we hit the end card, I am going to send a raid over to Unmade Gaming. They are getting near the end, I think, of their all-day stream. That's a charity stream for Extra Life. I ran Everyone is John over there earlier today. And it was completely insane, as these things tend to be. They're doing more D&D at this point. So with some cool folks. Levi's actually over there right now, I think. So we will go over there and say hi. Feel free to hang on a bit and say hi with us if you are so inclined. Again, that will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you next week. Farewell.